Hello, Taurus friends. I'm Annie Botticelli, and welcome to my Taurus August 2024 Astrology Horoscope forecast. I'm calling the theme of this month for Taurus Exuberant Feast, Fun Unleashed, and I will get into lots of details about what is going on there. Plus, we have Mercury retrograde. We have to look at this whole month through that lens. We also have another blue moon. It's rare that we have a blue moon, right? Once in a blue moon is supposed to be not very often, but we have two blue moons in a row, July, now August, a second one. So we'll talk about that and what can be opening for you from that. Also, we've got eclipse season, very big deal. August, September, October, life-changing events. Fortunately, Scorpio Taurus eclipse cycle ended a bit ago, but I know a lot of you are still feeling the effects from that. So you're not being targeted in that way from your Taurus placement perspective. I don't know what else you have in your chart, but we do have a new entrance of polarities into the eclipse game along with the Aries Libra eclipse. So we're going to talk about that too. This is for you if Taurus is your sun sign, your moon sign, your rising sign, or any other Taurus placement that you're listening for. What I'm going to talk about here is part of your astrological picture. And if you're a very late degree Taurus friend, so birthdays like May 15th through the rest of the sign, or Taurus degrees like 23 degrees through the rest of the sign, I suggest you additionally listen to my Gemini report, as your very late degree friends will benefit from both readings. Okay, so my intention is to give you this information in order of the time frame that it is relevant for. So these quicker moving aspects that will blow through in a couple months, highlighted now. We're going to talk about those first, and then as the effects are longer lasting, that go on for longer, we'll build up into those. The first most important, exciting thing that is befitting of the title that I gave this for you is that we've got a ton of energy in Leo. This is Leo time. The sun is there, star goddess Vesta's there, Venus is there, Mercury will retrograde in Leo. We've got the new moon on August 4th in Leo. And all of these are opportunities for fiery, sizzling, exuberant fun and feasting on everything that you absolutely adore. There are two levels of fun being brought up for Taurus at this time. I'll get into some of it later, but just to reference it now, it's the Leo energies which rule all of these things. And then Leo rules the fifth house. So as the Leo energies ground into Virgo, they light up your fifth house of Leo. So you've got this double fun, exuberant, passionate, exciting, uplifting, anything but ho hum type of energy. And that's what's happening right now. So this is a really great time to get out of your routine, to get out of your normal, grind, and to be open to the magic that may come in, especially last minute magic, because it's Mercury retrograde, which tends to offer those possibilities. So as far as so we'll talk about some more things that Leo rules that you might see highlighted at this time. But I also want to let you know that in the days around August 4th, you've got the new moon in this Leo energy. So all the things I'm about to discuss are things it's good to align your new moon wishes for, because the more you align your wishes with the sign that is the new moon is in, so says brilliant astrologer Jan Spiller, the more chance you have for manifestation and co-creation at this time. This is a time of seed planting, or it's a time of new beginnings for seeds that were already planted. So you can plant your seeds for new beginnings, or you may witness the new beginnings, or you will see all the energy from everything we just talked about in the energy of creativity. So your creative spirit, that whatever, I like to describe Leo energy as what makes you feel like your cells are lifting like sunflowers up towards the sun, just feeling uplifted from all of your cellular level up. And that's what's happening. So whatever you do or could do that makes you feel that way, that's what this time is about. It could be just a perfect chocolate, or it could be an amazing bucket list trip. It could be, just indulgent time with your friends, or whatever it is that makes you feel that way. Now, of course, there could be a tendency towards overdoing at this time. And as long as it's not dangerous, a little bit of that may be warranted. But if you're in the danger zone with any of those things that you happen to like to do, definitely have caution, because there is a lot of energy of excess here, that could easily, burn out of control. So children, creativity, romance that sparks the children, creative babies, so any projects that you have that you're creating, passion projects, anything involving theater or drama or fashionista stuff, anything having to do with people looking at you or you feeling like, you know, like royalty, basically. Leo is the king, it rules this energy. So anything that makes you feel special or unique or looked at or noticed or acknowledged is what this time is for. Now, specifically for Taurus, Leo energy highlights your fourth house of home. And so you'll see a lot of things going on at home, housing, real estate, working from home, home-based projects or work, things like that are going to come up strongly. There could be a lot of pride or, arguing even in the family circumstance. But there could equally just be a really amazing, fun time that's being had. But either way, this is what's happening. It's featuring that section of your life. So it would be very surprising if home or housing or real estate or family doesn't come up in some way, because you've got all of these layers of energy. If you like the visual on this, by the way, I'm going to drop those in at the end. So if the charts help you make things gel, any of the things that I'm highlighting, I will circle those on the chart later on at the end. And I'll let you know when I'm going to do that in case you want to sign off for that. Okay, so the next thing that happens is as the Leo energies ground out into Virgo, this helps you to do something with the inspiration that you have from the Leo time. This helps, and we do have strong Virgo energy all month. We've got Mercury starting out in Virgo, but then retrograding into Leo. We've got star goddesses Estrella and Juno in Virgo, and then the Sun and Venus will get there as the month progresses. So we've got this kind of, you could call it dueling or just commingling of energy of just vibrance and fire with the dedication it takes to do something with that. So the chance of you being productive with your inspiration is very high at this time, and that's exciting. Also, especially going back to old or unfinished projects. So before we go deeper into the Virgo energies, let's talk about Mercury retrograde, because this throws a whole shadow on the whole month that, we have to look through this lens. So I'll give you some important dates. July 17th starts the retrograde process where it's the shadow period building up to the retrograde. So you start to see the mishaps, the miscommunications, the appliances going awry, the scheduling, changes and uncertainty and all that kind of stuff happening around July 17th. It starts to get deeper into it every day until August 4th, which is the actual retrograde, through August 28th, which is when it goes direct. And then it takes until September 12th to get its bearings straight again. So, you can get back up to speed after August 28th, just in time for us to start the Mars shadow retrograde at some point later in September, which I'll get into then. And, so as I had mentioned, if you've been listening to my work, the second half of the year is very much covered in retrograde. So this trend of doing things inward and backward and going back over things is going to come up very strongly, not just for August, but, for most of the rest of the year. That doesn't have to be a bad thing. That can be a time, August and beyond can be a time to rest on your laurels, to enjoy the things that you've created. If you've built an empire and you don't have time to enjoy it, this may be the time that features very prominently. And, this could also mean that some creative endeavors may help to expand your work. Work is going to feature, in different ways, which can come, this can really happen in any way, because Virgo energies rule the sixth house, which is your daily work. So there is this energy of work versus fun, and possibly the uniting of these two. Okay, so the more you leave yourself unscheduled in August, the more you leave yourself open for last minute magic, as I like to call it, that tends to pop up. You can make plans in August, but a lot of times they're called into question, canceled altogether, or very uncertain right until the end. We have to make plans. For a lot of people, this is your time off, but just kind of remember that there is a tendency for things to shift. So just do with that whatever you want. Okay, so the Virgo energies also give you great discipline and organization and revitalization to your systems. So you may be just redoing what you do every day, and that can be super fun. That is part of the, this fun tilt where you may just completely rework your maybe boring, maybe old, maybe stagnant schedule. And now you're starting a new one. But it does involve systems. So you may be starting it new, but it does have to do with something you're going to ground in that will become habitual. It's a really great time for experimenting. Mercury retrograde is great for that. And so just trying different things on. It's not the best time to try to make permanent changes or like put your boat afloat, because this is a time when the tides are coming in. And we are in the half of the year where the tides are going to be coming in, predominantly. We will have a brief pop out at some point, but this part of the year really is very much about August and beyond is about sitting on the shore, waiting for stuff to come to you and then doing something with what comes to you. Every time you try to put something afloat, those waves are going to bring it right back in. So it's not the time to try to make your big statement or your big launch or your lifetime project to be launched. It's a time when going back to old things, old promotions to people you already know, going and having a reunion with people, finding work, from a contact or a type of job you already had before. And if there is something new, it's fine in the experimental section. It could evolve into something else, but it's more of a time for flexibility and short-term arrangements or bridge arrangements. So like, that there's going to be change happening. You're in transition, like maybe a few month position that holds you over until you get the thing that you're really trying to get, 3 to 6 months or whatever. And the energies really aren't going to shift into very forward moving for a while. But that doesn't mean that new things can't be happening for you. Just this month is going to be a little tough to try to get new things off the ground unless they're shorter term or you're intending for them to change. Okay, so we do have Mars continuing through Gemini. This is bringing a lot of different options. There is just one more month, August, where Mars is continuing through Gemini. And then we still have a whole almost year until June 2025 when Jupiter is moving through Gemini. So these two are joining forces and they will connect this month as well in your house of money. So there's a lot of motivation, there's a lot of inspiration, there's a lot of possibly spending, but possibly making money. There's just a lot of oomph here in this sector. Very, 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 very often when people have Jupiter in their second house, that year can be a blockbuster year or a banner year financially. It can also be a banner year for spending. So if you're wanting to, upgrade your lifestyle, you may be able to do that, but you may also want to put some aside in case things shift after this time, so that it's not like an easy come, easy go situation. But however you want to do it, it's very, very present in your chart that money is coming up for the short term and the long term. You may find yourself especially motivated to get involved with ecological or earth-based projects. This is the material realm focus. So whether it's like the earth material or whether it's like money material, and the things that you buy with money, those are the things that are in focus right now. And you may become a little obsessed with those things with Mars there and Jupiter expanding that energy. Okay, so now let's progress to the next level, which has to do with this Aquarius supermoon and a blue moon. We have the saying, once in a blue moon, which means it's supposed to be more rare. There are different definitions of blue moon, and they each have their own level of rarity. The first definition is a second full moon in a calendar month. Then we have a second full moon in a zodiac sign, which is what we had at the end of July. The second Capricorn full moon was the full blue moon there. And now we have a seasonal blue moon, which is the third out of 4 blue moons in the cycle from summer solstice to fall equinox. So that is more of like a 33-month type of cycle. So things happening at this blue moon may be, carried out for the next 33 months. And, so this is like starting to build into some longer term things than usual blue moons would be. It could be a once in a lifetime opportunity or a once in a blue moon opportunity. And it could be something that you put into effect now that carries out for many years to come, even within the retrograde. And there may be some sort of tilt to the past, someone from the past offering it, since this, okay, so this is in your house of work and career and employment. So it increases the odds that a work person from the past or a job you had in the past or a type of work in the past or a passion project, whether you make money from it or not from the past, is going to come back in and could have really great opportunities for you. This is in the sign of Aquarius, so this can have to do with working with large organizations or institutions or humanitarian or community efforts. This can have to do with technological things, or it can have to do with patents or futuristic type of thinking, anything with your tribe, people that speak your same language in one way or another, your friendship group, social media, etc. So look for that in the days around August 19th. gosh, I almost forgot to mention that. So all of this blue moon energy is in the days around August 19th. And that's at 27 degrees of Aquarius. Yeah, lighting up fullness, completion, fruition, drama in those areas of Aquarius. And then your 10th house, like I just discussed. Okay, so now let's build to the next level, which is the eclipses. The reason why we're talking about the eclipses in August, even though they're not until September, October, is because eclipse season starts 4 to 6 and sometimes more weeks before the actual eclipse, which if the first eclipse is September 17th, then that puts us very strongly in the whole month of August is prime time for eclipse news, eclipse manifestations, moving along the eclipse continuum, and new information coming in from the new eclipse cycle. We now will have 2 eclipse cycles at play. We've got the Aries Libra eclipse cycle that has been going since early 2023. This is the second to last manifestation of that storyline. So that is going to be about me versus we. And specifically the Aries Libra, let's see. So guys have, so that's like the 6th and 12th houses. So interestingly, the houses that are accentuated by the me-we spectrum that's been going on with the Aries Libra eclipse cycle has been highlighting your 6th and 12th houses, which are the Virgo Pisces houses, which is the new eclipse cycle. So there are certain elements of what's been going on since early 2023 that are now going to continue with the new edition of this eclipse cycle, which will go into 2027. So you're basically not getting out of that anytime soon. And this has to do with your health and wellness, your spirituality versus practicality, your intuition versus your, logic, your mundane experience versus your ethereal, exalted, connected experience. Anything having to do with your inner world versus your outer world, chaos versus order. All of those things are the themes that have been coming up from the house perspective with the Aries Libra eclipse cycle. And now you're going to get an introduction to even more of those storylines with that first eclipse, September 17th at 25 degrees of Pisces. Okay, so let's see. If you want more dates, go to anniehelpsyou.com, put your email address and name in there. We have a lot of nuisance aspects this month. There are so many other things I didn't get to get into, but I do have a written report for this. So at anniehelpsyou.com, when you put your name and email address in, then you get the welcome letter. Then you put in the click on the archive search and then put August 2024 astrology. You will find my write-up for the month. Okay, so that will get you very well equipped with my favorite dates, the ones to watch, what you can do with these weird aspects that are happening. And I am also doing a double blue moon promo. Since it's rare to have 2 blue moons in a row, I am giving you every other course in my whole school for free when you register for my astrology certification course. So you can see that in the links below the video or podcast. You can see that at beastropro.com, beastropro.com. And if you're staying on for the visuals, I'm about to put those on now. Okay, so if you're staying on to see the visuals, I'll show you on the chart what we talked about. We've got Mars and Jupiter lighting up that second house of money. Mars for August, Jupiter for until June 2025. A lot of times that expands your income, can also expand your spending accordingly, but it tends to be a very prosperous time. The energy of Leo is crowding your 4th house of home and family. The sun, the new moon on August 4th, Vesta, Venus, and then Mercury will retrograde, all in Leo, all of that vibrance lighting up your 4th house, which is your home and family and housing. So you're very likely to see manifestations in that arena of life. As they go into Virgo, they will add to Estrella and Juno. Venus will get there, the sun will get there. And this will light up your 5th house, which is ruled by Leo. And you'll see more of that Leo stuff with the Virgo groundedness. The Aquarius blue moon, supermoon on August 19th is here in your 10th house. Now, interestingly, the blue moon that we had in July was in the sign of Capricorn, which rules the 10th house. So Tauruses have 2 months in a row where your work and career and employment is highlighted. This is also the house of father figures, bosses, authority figures, etc. This can be passion projects if you're not in the workforce or your place out in the world in some other way. Now, for the eclipses, The Aries Libra eclipse cycle has been working your 12th and 6th house. We'll continue doing that. And then now we're adding the Virgo Pisces eclipse cycle, which rules these houses. So you're getting double duty still into 2027 now, even beyond the 2025 ending of the Aries Libra eclipse cycle, because these energies are so prominent. So a lot to learn in those sectors of chaos versus form, intuition versus logic, etc., that we talked about there. Now, with the Pisces Virgo, you've got 5th house and the 11th house being lit up. And this has to do with your personal pleasures, all the Leo stuff we talked about in a long cycle. What is it that you love to do? What makes you feel like your cells are lifting like sunflowers? Do you want to contribute that to a group? Or are you sick of being involved in a group and you want to have some of your own pursuits just for the fun of it, just for art's sake? You know, any story is valid here in this spectrum, but you've got a long-term story that's opening up that will go into 2027 there. If you want more dates, go to anniehelpsyou.com, see the dates of the nuisance aspects this month, plus my favorite aspects, put your name and email address in there. Once you get the newsletter in your inbox, check spam if you don't see it, or social folders. Click on the archive link, put in August 2024 astrology in the search button, and voila, you will find my write-up and you'll be part of my free VIP community. If you love how I teach and you want to learn and you love the charts and you want to learn astrology, either to do it professionally or help other people, go to beastropro.com, beastropro.com, and take advantage of my crazy double blue moon promo that gives you every other course in my school for free when you register for this course. Okay, so I hope you have a wonderful month and I'll see you next month. Bye.